students learn how to make in their cheese making course?
We actually have a 10-week course, which is 10 days here at the school. So they learn at least about 12 different varieties.
Okay.
Today what I was going to do is a fresh mozzarella and show the students how to flavor it. But first I'm going to start backwards by starting with the dressing because it takes a little more time.
Excellent. That's what you'll be doing for us today. Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Tina Marie, and today we are here at the restaurant school in Walnut Hill College, the premier culinary school in Philadelphia. And joining us today are Chef Henry Piotrowski, Director of Culinary Arts here at the restaurant school, and our student Constance. It's so nice to be here in this bastion of learning. You've been a supporter of culinary education. We have too, and we enjoy it. So cheese making is the art of the day.
Correct.
Very interesting, learning to make mozzarella.
Today we're going to just show different ways to flavor it.
Okay, very good.
Constantine is going to first make a dressing. What we're going to do is we're going to make a nice summer salad here, and we're going to just show how to flavor cheese and actually get like a bigger bang for your buck. If you're in a restaurant, you can get much more check average by serving it and making it a little more creative than just regular normal buffalo mozzarella. So she's going to start making the dressing. It's a poppy seed dressing. You can lower that.
So the base here we have
Oil.
just regular canola oil?
Yep, I have regular canola oil. We have sugar.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to melt the sugar in the oil, and we're going to add grenadine.
Grenadine, so almost like a berry flavor.
It will be berry, but with the oil, it still will kind of
sour
it out. Yes.
Okay.
And what we do is we let that completely melt the sugar. And she's going to add 2 tablespoons
of our poppy seeds.
Of poppy seeds.
So that's the chemical reaction that's taking place now. Then the sugar is melting into sort of like a glaze.
And it's a very high temp because sugar gets very high in temperature. And now what it is, it's actually toasting the poppy seeds and bringing the flavor out much more faster.
I see.
It's just like anything. When you sweat, your pores open up. When something gets hot and cooking, the flavors come out, the natural juices. So as she's stirring that, I'll start talking about how we're going to make the mozzarella.
Yes. So where do we begin? This is something that actually we can do at home.
Most definitely.
Right?
It's very easy. What you do is you want to start out with the curd first. It usually comes in 4 or 5 pound blocks. You can purchase that at any high-end grocery store.
Okay, so this is the curd. So a process has already taken place.
Correct. They've soured the milk and they made it into curds and they put it into bigger blocks.
Okay.
So then we can start from here. And why this is so good to make it yourself, because it's price conscious. This is only about $2.40 a pound.
Okay.
Where you have regular buffalo mozzarella.
That you buy, and usually we see sometimes it's packed in water, sometimes it's just tightly packed with saran wrap.
Yeah, sometimes olive oil, sometimes with basil, and that goes from $12 to $15 a pound. So it's very cost effective to make it yourself.
Plus, and does it yield a fresher taste also? Can you taste the difference?
Most definitely. Because it's not sitting in that salt or that agent that's keeping it or curing it.
Yes.
And I have kosher salt. What I did is I cut all my curd into smaller pieces.
Okay.
I'm going to add that to the boiling water.
Is this to make it more manageable for you?
What it'll do is it's going to change its physical state. Because right now it's kind of like cottage cheese.
Yes.
This will heat it up and bind it all together.
Feel the texture of it. Yes, it is like cottage cheese. It's got that same gummy texture.
Correct. And what this does, it's going to suck up the salt very fast. So it's like a sponge.
This is what's adding flavor to our cheese.
So we'll stir this to get this, and you have to be careful. You don't want to work it too much. It's like taffy. If you overwork it, it gets very, very tough.
Have you been through the cheese making class yet?
I have not. I'm actually a pastry arts student here at the school.
Okay, but you came in starting as restaurant management, correct? So you, somewhere along the line, you switched majors, thought that, oh, this is where I belong in the culinary field. And
when I first got here, I was restaurant management, and I was a bit apprehensive as far as working in the kitchen, and so I figured I'd stay with just management. And then once I realized there was nothing really to be scared of, I decided after my second term to switch to pastry arts.
You got your feet wet in it. Yes.
Okay, this is to the point now where it's all come together.
So it happens rather quickly.
Very quickly.
Okay.
I can shut off the heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain out the milk.
Okay.
Now, the one thing you don't want to do is lose the milk, because when you buy mozzarella cheese, it's always in that milky consistency water. That's what preserves it with all the salt in it.
So that's not just plain water then that it's sitting in?
No, now it's considered like a mozzarella salty milk.
Okay.
And you want to keep that again, so you could
keep this,
yeah, 3 or 4 days.
How long does it keep? Is it 3 or 4 days?
3 or 4 days in the refrigerator.
Okay. cooked something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen featuring the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College.
We have all the curd, which I'll take this out.
Ah, and look how it has really gotten to a
yes,
stringy
it's
consistency.
just like the consistency of mozzarella now.
Very hot. Difficult to handle with your fingers because it's so hot. What can we do to help that
What I do
along?
is I always have ice water on the side.
Ah.
I get my hands very cold, and then I'll bring it out and work with it.
Okay, so there's a real technique to that.
Yeah.
And also you're using gloves.
It's like shocking vegetables.
Yes.
Same idea. And what I'm going to do real fast is today we're going to flavor it with grapes.
This is the interesting part. You're going to actually stud it with fresh fruit.
Yes, and it's, again, cheese and fruit goes very
Yes.
well together. And all I'm going to do is roll it up in saran wrap.
Could you use different kinds of fruit?
Oh God, yes, you could use sun-dried tomatoes, you could use
Yes.
prosciutto, anything that you think that goes well with cheese, even other flavored cheeses, like you could put some smoked cheese in here also
yes,
and
very
change
good.
the flavor profile.
So it doesn't really affect the chemical reactions that are taking place, the different things that you add to the cheese.
No, not at all.
Okay, you
Not
can
at
be
all.
creative then.
Yes. Okay, so you tighten it up.
Right?
You also, because we're going to serve this today, I'm going to put it in ice water.
Okay.
Okay, so this will now solidify it. And what I wanted to do is we'll start the plate presentation because there's a little couple tricks that I wanted to show the viewers.
Okay.
Okay.
So essentially the steps in making that were relatively simple.
Very simple.
As long as you buy the curd. And again, where did you say we could purchase
You
the
could buy
curd?
it at Balfour Farms or any high-level grocery store or retail store.
Okay.
Like a Wegmans or a Zagar's or
Okay.
a
Okay.
Viva.
Very
okay?
good.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Constance make me, this is feathered Parmesan cheese. She's going to put this in the oven for me and just toast it to a golden brown.
Okay.
Because now I'm going to have two different cheeses, very soft, mellow mozzarella. And I'm going to have a cheese now that's going to be crisp. I'm going to make a crouton out
A
of it.
little bit more pungent and
Yes,
crisp.
and we use feathered Parmesan. You can't use the powdered, and
Right.
you can't just use the shredded. The shredded will be too
What's
gummy.
the difference between feathered and shredded?
The shredded comes out with real long, paper-thin pieces.
Okay.
Okay, and these are more like a matchstick.
Yes.
And it's been dried out. And so when you put this and you melt it, it'll form like a basket shape,
I
a
see.
weaved shape, which would also give it a more plate appeal.
Elegant
Most definitely.
presentation.
And again, right now what's going on in culinary is different textures in your mouth.
Okay.
Soft, crunchy, the grapes will be a little more less crunchy than
Yes.
the cheese, and things will just keep moving and keep
Juicy
your mouth busy.
amidst the cheese.
Without a
Sure.
doubt. So she's going to melt that, and when she melts that, what you do is at home, just take a normal, let's say a peanut butter jar.
Okay.
Okay? And when she brings that over, what we're going to do is we're going to just put it over top and make a container.
Ah, that's how you're going to make your basket.
Sure.
Very interesting. So it doesn't take long. And I suppose you still want it to be pliable so you can still
Yes.
short,
You want it-
shape it and form it.
Yes, it has to stay pliable.
Mm-hmm.
I use a non-stick pan. We don't have to grease it or anything because there's plenty of oils in
Yeah,
the cheese.
right in the cheese.
Okay? So
I love the smell
the
of
part
it.
that's colored is the part that you want outside of your basket.
Okay.
Again, to give it presentation. So you form it.
And is it hot?
It's a little bit.
But it's still workable.
Right.
Very nice.
Okay, and that will crisp up the longer it stays.
Okay.
So again, that'll be one of our different textures.
So is this something we can make in advance?
Yes, you could make it in advance, but you have to double check the humidity. Like today's pretty hot, I wanted to make it right away.
It could melt.
Yes, or
Okay.
it'll get soggy.
Okay.
The texture won't be there.
We want it crispy.
We want it crispy. You can put it in a Tupperware container maybe overnight. That's about as far ahead as you can go.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Now, at home, if they have a special party going on, like a wedding or a child's birthday or something,
Yes.
I just want to show the people at home it's a little something they can do in constructing a plate.
These are interesting. These look like stencils.
These are stencils, exactly.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to put the restaurant school emblem on the plate. And it's very, very easy. And if it's a child's birthday, it's his first birthday or its second, you can make a number 2 and you could put cocoa powder.
Very
And
creative.
put the cake on it. It's just something to, you take it from one level to the next.
Yes.
And it's a little ooh and ah part of it.
Yes.
So it's very nice. A lot of hotels do it, but at home, if they see it, then they can do it.
Very impressive. Restaurant secrets that very, very
problem.
doable for the home chef.
Okay, so what I'm going to do just for the plate is we're going to use cumin.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, turmeric. Turmeric. And can I have that spoon too, Constant?
And is there any specific reason why you chose these spices, aside from their wonderful color appeal? Because
That's
they are
pretty
very
much what
fiery.
I'm going for.
Okay.
Yes, you could drag the cheese through it and use it as an extra flavor, but I'm really going for the color on this one. So you take your time. There's the turmeric. Lift it up gently. So now we have the flame.
Lovely. And this is the restaurant school symbol.
Yes, the logo. So now what we're going to do is put the W on top. Would you like to do it?
Sure, I would love to.
Take your time.
So now I just tap.
Just tap it slowly until the... Okay.
How's that, Chef?
That's perfect.
Good?
You've done it before?
Well, no, this is actually my first time. But that is testament to your great teaching.
Thank you.
That looks beautiful.
And we have the logo of the school.
Oh, I love the colors.
And this can be done 2 or 3 days ahead of time.
So you can prepare your plates.
Without a doubt.
Yes. We'll be right back with more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. We now return to the chef's kitchen featuring the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. So again, you come to the restaurant school with a variety of experiences in the restaurant field. I mean, you've worked in restaurants and hotels, in retail outlets,
yes,
in corporate situations. So what you provide to the students, what are some of the hallmark trades?
I've always wanted to teach, I've always wanted to give back. I've always been a team player because I was involved with various Olympic teams. There are culinary Olympic teams. They're held every 4 years, just like the sports Olympics, but they're always held in Frankfurt, Germany. So what we were told before, when you go, you're only 20 chefs out of 10,000 to try out.
Yes.
You go to these competitions, you learn everything all over the world, and you bring back and you give back. So I was fortunate enough to be on the United States team 3 times, in
That's
84,
impressive.
88, 92. So I'm showing my age.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough that they needed a dean here, and I've got hotel, like you said, casino. I worked at the #1 golf course, Pine Valley, for 15 years. And when you are a jack of all trades, I want to say kind of, I'm not like tooting my horn, but this is what you can give back.
Yes.
And the students can say, wow, that individual has done that, and I can learn that from that, or at least the school, because I hope to influence the school with
everything I've done. And then students like Constance can see where maybe they fit in giving back.
Because once you graduate, there's so many different avenues to choose. It's just not a pastry chef or a chef.
Yes, absolutely.
What I'd like to do is show you the crisp. I'm just going to take this off the bottle.
And so now it's had a few minutes to rest.
Right. It probably could use a little more to rest. You can do this in any kind of shape. You can do it in a tweel or ice cream cone shape, or just a piece coming up, anything you'd like. I like to use containers. That's kind of what I do.
People like to, there's a tendency, people like to eat what the containers that things come in. I think there's a appeal to that.
Yes, that goes to one of the ways that I've been taught that your product, everything on the plate has to have a purpose.
Yes.
Back in the classical days, they had parsley on a plate. And oh, what's it for? It was actually to sweeten your breath because it was full of chlorophyll.
Sure.
So I'm just going to fill the basket with some frisee lettuce.
Mm-hmm. Again, adding to the multiple textures that are in the dish.
Yes,
you know,
and different bitterness.
And the fruit.
And just to add a little color, we'll go with some purple endive and some baby red oak.
So would you typically serve this as an appetizer or salad course, chef?
We could probably use this as a salad for a salad portion at dinner time, but at lunchtime, it could be a nice spring, low-cal salad. Yeah. Yes, exactly, an entree. Okay, I'm gonna bring the cheese out.
Okay. And is that all the time it needs to rest in the ice?
Yes.
Okay.
Constance, could you get me the cutting board, please?
Sure. I'm interested to see how the consistency has changed, how it's essentially set up, as you said.
You can put that right there. Can you stop?
Here we go. So now we need a knife to cut this, correct?
Yes.
Ready to slice?
Yes.
I'll give you some more room over here, chef.
I want to unroll this.
I can get rid of this for you.
Thank you.
All right, so it really has taken shape.
Oh, yes.
Taken its form.
Now you can cut on a bias to make it look nicer, and let's do that. We're going to do the bias.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Very interesting presentation. how the fruit is sort of embedded into the cheese. Very unique look to it. I can see where using a variety of fruits, even maybe strawberries or olives even would be.
Most definitely a tapenade.
You could be very creative with this recipe.
And what's really different, and you can let the viewers know, is that when you do this cheese, instead of using water, I've already experienced of using different flavored waters, like tomato juice, apple juice, and it gives the cheese a little different color.
When you're working with the curds, using flavored waters that way?
It just could be, I call them flavored teas.
Tomato
it's
juice
water or tomato juice and the salt.
Oh,
it all stays the same, and you have pink, the cheese comes out pink.
Yes.
You could do purple with beet juice, you could do saffron and make it yellow, but you're still flavoring the cheese.
Great way to add interest to a dish or to a menu.
So we have this, and the dressing.
The dressing also, you know, brings out that fruit flavor too with the grenadine.
Yes, especially with the grenadine and the poppy seeds.
Okay. Is this something that could possibly be served in one of the restaurants here at the school?
It might be. I don't want to give out my secrets, but I think we are working on this for the next semester.
Good
I've
to
only
know.
been here a couple weeks,
Sure.
5 weeks, and we're just starting getting things together. But
wonderful.
Eventually, that's what you would get, and that would take that from a regular mozzarella plate of $6.50 to maybe $13.50 or $14.50.
Absolutely, with the added, you know, artistic touch using the stencils there and the fruit-studded mozzarella. It really makes a beautiful presentation.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wonderful, chef. So I believe now we're going to taste some wine with the sommelier here at the restaurant school, and we're going to try some of your beautiful cheese with
Fantastic.
the wine.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Enjoy it.
Stay tuned for more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. We're back with more from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College. We are here in the courtyard of the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College, which is quite a lovely space, and actually it's lunchtime, so we have several guests dining down below. We are here with Philippe McCartney, sommelier and wine instructor here at the school, and Jeffrey, who is a student in the restaurant management program. Thank you so much for having us here in this lovely space.
You're more than welcome.
It feels like we're in a European piazza. It's a lovely, beautiful area, very airy and light with sunlight coming through. A really nice place to grab a bite to eat, have lunch or dinner. Really lovely.
It's gorgeous. We do lunch and dinner in this space.
And how long, Philippe, have you been here at the school?
Off and on about 10 years. I've been the main instructor for wines and spirits and bartending and things like that.
And so at some point, do all of the students in all 4 programs in the school, because there are 4 programs, it's culinary arts, pastry arts, restaurant management, and hotel management, is that correct?
Yes.
So all of the students are required to take a class with you, correct?
Yes, all the students, we have a fairly comprehensive and rigorous program. All students take the basic wine course, and then the management students take further courses, advanced wines, and then as bachelor students, they take the Certified Specialist of Wine course, which is a very, very difficult course.
Tell me a little bit about the wine that you serve here at the restaurants.
We are international in focus, so we want to introduce all the wine regions of the world. So our wine list is it's about 100 different wines from all over the regions. Today we're featuring a special white wine, Grape Lacoste. It's a white Bordeaux. Everyone knows the red Bordeaux, the famous chateaus, and Bordeaux is also famous for the great dessert wine sauternes. Not a lot of people know about the whites here. They're very complex, very interesting, and at excellent value.
It's interesting how you have to keep up with trends here at the restaurant school, and they're ever changing in the food and culinary world.
Yes, it's constant. It's not a static industry at all.
No, it's never a boring day, is there, at the school?
No.
Tell me a little bit
not
about...
with wine, anyway.
Tell me about this wine that we're having today and why you chose it.
When we're pairing wine with food, we're looking to pair the intensity of the dish, of the flavors, also with the richness of the dish. And I think this wine will do perfect with it. It has some citrusy notes, light fruit notes, makes you think maybe of grapefruit and lemon. It has a nice crisp acidity that pairs perfectly with a salad.
Do you also feature California wines here at the school?
Of course. We're in the United States. We feature wines from California, Washington State, Oregon, sometimes Pennsylvania.
It smells lovely.
Yes, very refreshing.
Thank you, Philippe.
It's a wine
Very
you can
light.
drink by yourself
It's
or
not
with a
too
dish.
fruity,
No,
interestingly.
exactly.
It would complement fruit, but it's not overpowering in its fruitiness.
Exactly.
It's drier than as would be expected.
Right.
Very good, though. Welcome back, Chef.
Thank you very much.
And I see that you've brought your beautiful cheese dish with us here. Okay, here we go. Wonderful blend of textures.
Great.
You can really taste the poppy seeds,
Thank you.
interestingly enough. Lovely, light summer lunch fare.
Exactly, and when I was saying before, you could put prosciutto in it, and then you could do another form of prosciutto, cantaloupe.
Oh, cantaloupe would be wonderful.
Very good.
Very, very good. An excellent light lunch. It's wonderful to be here at the restaurant school, to be back. Philippe, thank you for your marvelous pairing. What a delight. Very flavorful. And good luck to our students. Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Training to become a talented chef is not as out of reach as you think. The restaurant school at Walnut Hill College has the perfect part-time program that will coordinate with your busy work and life schedule. You'll experience small, hands-on classes with individualized chef attention, all while earning your degree in just 24 short months. You will enhance your studies of food and wine with a memorable gastronomic tour of France upon graduation. Don't delay. Classes are forming now. Please visit us on the website for more information at walnuthillcollege.edu. Cooked something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts.
Tony Clark is back. This Jersey boy is turning out his culinary creations at the Old Grange by Tony Clark in Cape May. Superlative food, excellent service, and a house vineyard make this a foodie's dream.
It was a great experience working with Chef Henry here in the Chef's Kitchen. And working with Tina Marie also put me at ease. It's a good experience.